All right, guys, here it is. My new old 2008 Yamaha FZ1. New old because it's got, well, I bought it with 1,700 miles. It's like it's brand new, but it's old. So it's going to be a review. So not a professional review. You know my reviews. It's just my kind of regular guy review. Just an average schmo review. And hopefully I'll remember everything, but I just want to go over a couple of things I did to the bike since I've gotten it. I've made a bunch of changes to it, and I'll go through a lot of different things. I'm just going to go all over the place with the bike. But first thing I did was change the slip-on. The slip-on before is, I'll show you a picture, and you can see the difference between before and after. It was just way too long. So the guy I bought it off of put a complete Delcavec exhaust headers, the slip-on, the mid-pipe, got rid of the the exhaust servo motor, so it doesn't have any of that stuff in it, and no cat, anything like that, and sounds really good. I'll give you a quick startup, and then we'll just get back to talking more about the bike. Yeah, so that's the it sounds louder in person. I took the baffle out, but it's a little too much without the baffle. With the baffle in it, it's nice going down the road, but when you open it up, it sounds really good. All right, so it's a 2008 FZ1. This happens to have this is the N version, the naked version, the one that's sold in Europe. This came with a fairing, but what I meant to say is that he put on a or I don't know who put it on. It was him or the gentleman he bought it off of. Put on they have a kit to get rid of the fairing. And to be honest with you, if I seen the fairing, which I don't really like the fairing on these bikes because I did a lot of research on these bikes, and the fairing is I don't like it, but I like the naked look. I really like the naked look. So, and I also changed to these Yosha mirrors, because the ones that were left on from the factory, my God, they are ugly. So I had to change them. But they were pretty much a bolt on. I got these little adapter plates from off of eBay. Nice aluminum piece with these Yosha mirrors from Revzilla. And yeah, so he put on these mirrors, which I never really a big fan of bar-end mirrors, but I really like them after riding it. I got about 100 miles on it now, but I don't like the color. As you can see, the fork is gold, and this is not really gold. It's like an orangish, burnt orange or something. And then the rims are even a lighter gold. So I'm probably going to replace them in black, but they're quality. They're not the eBay or the Amazon ones. They're by CRG, and they flip back real easy. They always stay in position. I really like them. I mean, I didn't think I would like them, but I do. I really like them. And let's see, what else? Anyway, like I said, let's see, what else did I do? Oh, I put my tail bag on because I just love this tail bag. Got to have this tail bag. I mean, I just love it. I love that tail bag. Oh, let's get back to the lights. The rear lights. Now, the rear lights are kind of crazy. They're Denali's, and they remind me of an adventure bike lights, and they're the blinkers. And let me just go into the, let's see, let's get up over here and put on the four-ways. And I'm just going to show you how bright they are. Well, I don't know if the camera will pick it up as good, but they are bright, and yeah, even the front ones. Let me just show you what the front ones are like. You can't really see it today, but they're bright. They're real bright. So we'll just shut that off. And yeah. So back to these lights. I'm not sure. I'm hesitant if I'm going to change them or not. They have a nice aluminum bracket that's for the tail tidy, which is, oops, am I got my finger in there? Yeah. Tail tidy, and it's an Amazon piece or an eBay piece, the guy told me, but it's nice. And so I don't know if I'm going to keep those blinkers or not. So anyway, go back to the bike, about the bike. It's got a big 190 tire on the back. I'm going to talk more about it when we go for a ride. I'm going to compare it to the GS. I think it's sweet looking. To me, it's my muscle bike. It's just a fun bike to ride. No wind protection. I'm going to be getting a screen. It's going to be about this big. I'm not big on screens either, but as long as it's small, I'm okay. It'll protect my phone and my camera setup over here, and it kind of looks the part. So and whatever. So yeah, so getting back to it, it's my muscle bike. It's like my Street Fighter. I mean, it's an old bike, '08, but it's absolutely mint. This bike was super taken care of. It must have been ridden, you know, a couple hundred miles throughout its whole life history, like maybe 100 miles a year or something like that. But it's just everything. It's just nothing on the bike that's chipped, dented, corroded, rusted, nothing. It's just perfect. It's like it came out of the showroom. It doesn't have the low end power of my my GS has, but man, once you get past 70 miles an hour, it's just it's a rocket ship. It'll do 80 miles an hour in first gear. So, but yeah, so I don't know what else to talk about the bike. I just keep showing you. I'm at the lake. I just figured I'd go at the lake. It's a cloudy day, so I don't know how it's going to come out. But yeah, so if I can think of anything else, I'll come back to the bike. But let's go for a ride. We'll hop on the bike. We'll go for a ride, and I'll give you my thoughts on comparing it to the GT. Comparing it to the GS. Why did I say GT? Who knows? All right, guys. All right, guys. Are we ready to go for a ride? Yeah. Okay, I got the camera in a position. Hopefully it's not going to shake too much, and I'm plugged in, and I think I'm ready to go. As we can pan around and look at the lake, check it all out, and camera is running. Everything's good. The sun's coming out, so hopefully it'll be good. I'll give you my thoughts on my Roadster. One thing I'm not used to with this thing is the clutch. The clutch, I don't know, because it doesn't make the torque that I tend to give it more fuel, because if I don't give it enough throttle, it tends to stall. So I look like a rookie. I haven't seen how this makes the U-turn. Now, I know my GS feels extremely agile. And let's see how this one does it. Well, not bad. Just as agile, yeah. You know, the lock to lock is not the same, but it seems like it turns real good. Let's try it again. Yeah, you hear me revving it up. I just do a better job when I'm just like playing with the throttle and the clutch like that. I just tend to not stall or lose any speed, but whatever. That's my little turning radius anyway. So here we go. Now, as far as seating position on this bike, I don't have a whoa. I don't have a wow, traffic. Never have any traffic over here. It's just crazy. It's been just terrible weather. I feel like I'm sorry, I'm just jumping all over the place. I want to talk about seating position, but the weather's been, I feel like I'm in the UK. The weather's been terrible, and I always complain. I always say how great the weather is and spoiled, but today is not too bad. It's in the mid-60s, partly sunny. Hopefully the sun comes out, because then the video turns out better. But I don't know how, the sound's going to, because there's no wind protection on this, but let's get back to the seating position. The seating position, you're pretty much straight up, maybe a little bent over. When you look at these bars, they look like almost like drag bars, but they're not, because they have a lot of, well, I guess they could be, but they have a lot of I'll get this thing clutch down pat. Yeah, it goes through the gears nice. And yeah, so your legs though are farther back. They sit a little bit high, which I'm not really concerned about the height. Some people would be, but they do go far back. Not as far back as a sport bike, but not really like my GS, like in between. And I thought, when I first took the bike home, I thought, well, that might be a problem. But I've got 100 miles on it now, and I'm fine. I'm fine with it. I like it. It makes it for a sporty ride, but it's not uncomfortable at all. And so the seating position, you're a little bent over, but not bad. You can sit, with one arm like this, you can sit straight up with no problem. When you put both arms on the, both hands on the bars, you're over a little bit, but not bad. I'm 5'11", I've told you guys, 32 inseam. So it's not bad. It's definitely on the sportier side, no doubt about it. The seat itself, I would say firm to medium to firm. It's not super hard like some of like when I sat on that S1000R, it was really hard. So my favorite turn, but I don't know how fast I can go into this turn. Let's see if I can scrape a knee. It just makes you, it went through the turn so easily compared to my GS, which is very agile, but when you go to lean it over, I don't know, it takes it, but I just don't seem to lean that one over, where I feel I can lean this one over farther. I don't know how to describe it, but oh yeah, I don't know if you guys can notice this right here. It's got a shift light. not a shift light, a gear indicator. I just put that on because it doesn't come with a gear indicator. It doesn't come with a quick shifter. I got the quick shifter on the way. That will be here soon because I got to have a quick shifter with this thing. And yeah, so that was pretty easy to hook up, and it's kind of neat. It's got some neat features on it, but at least I know what gear I'm in. So I know the old school guys, they don't need that, but I want to know what gear I'm in. Anyway, so getting back to the riding of the bike compared to the GS, you're kind of straight up, but your legs are back. If I can, that's how I got to put up. It's not a comfortable. I mean, it's a very comfortable bike for what it is. There's no screen, no nothing, so you get a lot of wind. But you know, they always it's clean wear. Of course, it's clean air. Nothing's blocking it. So you feel like you're going faster than my GS. When I'm going 80 in a GS, because of the protection I have, I'm doing what, 50 now. Super comfortable. It's kind of like I'm doing, say, 60 in the GS. No, I'm sorry. 60 on this would be like 80 in the GS, if you understand what I'm talking about, because I don't. Yeah, it just leans in real nice. It has that big tire, and so you do feel, not the tire fighting you, but it's a little different where the GS will lean real quick with no problem because the tire, I don't know, maybe because it's the tire, I don't know. But this feels very sporty-like, very like a sports car, where I know I could do mostly the same thing on the GS. It's just different. Yeah. So this is I usually, let's see where I attack this about. I usually come here at about 75. I'm doing about 70. I just got to get used to the bike. I'm not like super comfortable at everything with the bike yet because it does things differently. Not in a bad way, just different. So I just have to get used to it because it's more of a sporty bike. And yeah, so as far as the comfort's concerned, obviously GS is better, but if I could do a couple hundred miles, you know, in a total day with this with no problem. I'm not going to take a long trip on this, no way, but I could definitely screw around with this, you know, go to do errands and stuff like that, no problem. I mean, it's not comfortable at all. It would be nicer if it was a little warmer. Like I said, it's like 64 degrees, 65 degrees. It's got a little bit of dampness, so it's a chill in the air. I don't really have my winter gear on, or my I kind of have my regular gear on, so it'd be much more comfortable to ride this if it wasn't, you know, if you didn't have that little chill. And the different feel of the bike, because I'm not no expert reviewer or anything like that, so it's just different. It's not worse, it's not better, it's just different, and I just got to get used to it. And but you know, I'm definitely going to compare it to the GS no matter what. I don't think I'm sacrificing anything in the GS as far as handling and being a hooligan as compared to this bike. It's just more raw, this bike. What I am sacrificing on the GS is the top speed of this thing, because I've gotten this thing up to 120, and boy, it feels like you're going 140 because you've got no protection. But it's got some top end speed. It really does, and so that's the difference. See if I can do a pull. The whatchamacallit's dried up a little bit. Let's see what I got here. Like I was doing 140, but I wasn't. This thing is just a freaking, when it gets to about 7 grand, boy, the adrenaline just starts pumping when the thing just starts to pull. Everything becomes a blur. Yeah, so I think it was showing, I don't even know what the speedometer was showing because I was trying to concentrate on the road, but when we play it back, you guys will see. So yeah, it's a fun bike. I'm really liking it. I'm not disappointed at all. You know, you never know when you buy something. You know, and I said to myself, you know, the price is so right that I can just turn around and sell it if I don't like it. But I kind of like it. I like the style. It's a muscle bike. You feel that tire that's wide, but it's not hindering in any way. Like with the GS, it just flicks. It just seems like it flicks a little easier. And it's just a different animal. Like I said, this has got, you know, doesn't have the torque, you know, the low end torque, but you know, you keep it in the right gear, you'll be fine, you know. And it's different. And you know, guys, I wanted something different. And this is what I got. I got something different.
just got to get used to the shifting and everything. The clutch is on a stiff side. It's a lot stiffer than, obviously it's cable, but you know, my Triumph didn't, both of my Triumphs, my Scrambler and my Speedmaster, they were cable operated, and they were a lot easier than this. So the clutch is pretty stiff on this. The brakes are, you know, are pretty good. Or in fact, they are very, very good. So, you know, it just... I don't know how these guys stay on at 150. I've seen these guys go 150 with these bikes. It's a blast though, guys. It's definitely a blast. And yeah, boy, the adrenaline pumps. The wind rushing by you. It's but I didn't realize the GS with that little screen makes that much of a difference. Anyway, the difference between this and the GS, they're totally different bikes. This is a comfortable bike for short hops. I know guys tour with this bike. I've seen them do that. Not me. I'm not putting luggage on this. This is not my touring bike. It's just my hop around bike. I plan to put different levers on it. The quick shifter's coming, a screen's coming. Who knows what else little things I'm going to do to it. I love these mirrors, but I don't like the color, so I'm just going to come out with another 100 there. It's expensive, 150 bucks, and put the black ones on. Yeah, and it's just so easy to adjust. Like, just turn it, but they don't move around. Yeah. Anyway, so what else can I do with the review? The high speed stability is fine. It's just like the GS. No problems whatsoever. Everything's rushing by. Man, I just get over the GS. You know what? I feel like I'm sitting on top of this bike more so. The GS, I feel like I'm in the bike. You know, it's like a cocoon. Like it feels secure in that bike. And this one's like you're riding a freaking bucking bronco. You know, like a bucking horse or something like that. So the ride quality. Okay, I would say no way it's not as plush as the GS. No ifs, ands. But it's not firm. It doesn't beat you up. Some guys don't like it when I do research. I've done research on the bike and they say it's too soft, but I guess these are the guys that are really pushing it in the turns. Like here, I mean, I'm not going to go flying around here. Hey, and I got a sheriff too. What was I going, 52? Yeah, I'm all good. So yeah, so they say it's too like soft going into the turn, especially after you're riding it for a while. But I don't find that. I find the ride very compliant. It goes over the bumps. It doesn't bounce all over the place, but it doesn't beat you up at all. I mean, my back is not bothering me. I've been on this thing for a straight hour with no issues whatsoever. So I would say it's a very comfortable bike. Guys, if you see these bikes out there and they're in decent shape and you don't want to spend a lot of money on looking for something like to have fun on, this is a bike. It's a good bike. It's definitely a good bike if you guys are interested in something that's, not expensive but dependable. It's got the R1 motor. I mean, this thing just is a rev happy motor, and I think it sounds cool. It's not annoying at all. Yeah, so that's about it. So, and the handling wise, yeah, I haven't pushed it to its limits. No doubt a competent rider can really push this thing through the turns. As far as right now I think I could probably ride the GS harder because I just don't know the limitations of this bike yet, and I just feel so secure on that bike. These tires are Dunlops on here. They're 2 years old. They're nothing special. They're just the regular average tires. I probably either put the Michelin Road 6s on it or something, in that, maybe some Rossies or whatever. Who knows? Should do another thing for passing. I'm doing about 50. I'm in third gear now. 5,000 RPM. Let's see, 50. I'm gonna pass somebody. Oh yeah, much better. You gotta be in the right gear. So, so I would probably, so if I'm cruising around 50 and I'm stuck behind somebody, third gear is probably the nice shot. Then I can just wound it. I don't even have to shift passing the guy. So, yeah, so that's it, guys. I'll have more. I'm going to do some more stuff on this bike, not getting rid of the GS. The GS is my favorite, even though I haven't ridden in a couple days. I've been riding this for, whatchamacallit, a lot of sand on that turn. of fun, this bike. I've been riding this bike, and I've been getting caught in the rain. I picked it up in the rain, got caught in the rain. So the bike has probably never seen rain. So I've been in more rain lately in this than the GS. But you know, I want to get used to the bike, you know. But before we go, let me do one last pull. What's going on over there at my buddy's house? Second gear, it was like 95. So got a little backfire, little pop-ups. Not bad though. All right, guys, that's it for now, and I'm sure I'll be back with more of it. I know I forgot stuff, but hope you enjoyed it. Later, guys.